good, Humble fam? How about y'all come on in and let's have us another visit here on the Humbl Show. I am Grant Fletcher, being joined by my co-hosts Moonbeam Hallows and Brandon Cox for a very special 1-year anniversary episode of the Humbl Show. Y'all, we've been doing this for you. By the time this drops, first of all, by the time this drops, we'll be packing up and heading out to Biloxi for Southern Nerds Fest.
Oh, yeah.
At the Mississippi Coast Convention Center. Guests include the Icon Sting, Saturday only. Doug Jones will be there. Got a lot of people from Buffy. A lot of people from Buffy, if you like Buffy. How about John Ratzenberger, also? Great.
He's going to be there.
Great guest as well. So it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, this Sunday after this episode drops will officially be 1 year since we dropped our first episode. So last episode was episode 50. Yeah. And we asked for 50 comments on our 50th episode. And y'all came through. Y'all really did. Flooded the zone there with the comments as well. Jay Marvel from the Hesitation Station stuffed the ballot box for us. Thanks, Jay. I don't know. You got to be careful, though, because here's the thing, Jay. YouTube might think you're a bot if you're commenting that much. But I do appreciate the effort nonetheless. So just be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, yeah, we had a lot of really great comments. Both on the gram and on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out, folks.
Thanks for coming out, folks. It was very encouraging to see. Right?
Yeah. Awesome.
Very cool. What were we doing on our first episode? I'm trying to think here.
Oh, I remember.
We talked about our first Comic-Cons, right?
Yeah. Well, check it out, Grant.
Yeah.
So it was just going to be me and you.
It was.
Remember that?
That was the idea. That was the original concept.
I was up at the office, which is the old Grindhouse.
Yeah.
Grindhouse coffee shop.
The soon-to-be new Grindhouse.
Yeah. And I heard something in the ceiling, so I got nervous. So I called my friend Brandon Cox. I was like, hey, man, I think this place is haunted.
And chances are it is.
Won't you come hang out with me so I don't, die from some ghost interaction?
Yeah.
While I do this podcast. And, well,
And then we talked about Sublime with Rome.
Yeah,
right.
We did. Did you go back and listen to the episode or something? Because
no.
No.
I should have. I didn't. Yeah.
I remember the things that I said.
Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, he just remembers every episode. He has every episode cataloged in his brain so well. Y'all, we lasted longer than Movie Pass's $10 a month for a movie every day deal that they did. We had
regular price $4, $4. We lasted longer than that.
Yeah.
Oh, also, do you remember? Like, I guess it got edited out, but Brandon was talking about his very first trip to Las Vegas.
He did, yeah. I actually saved the audio for that, but it is edited out. But I do have the audio. Maybe we'll drop it somewhere.
He said
save that for the Patreon.
Yeah. I got to tell you, he said that there was like cards with like scantily clad ladies on them that the strip clubs would just like, just flyer the
paper the town with,
Well, just in the streets, just tossing these cards everywhere.
Yeah.
And Brandon said he was collecting them like they were Pokemon cards.
Yes, and they were far more valuable than those.
Yeah.
But how old were you, Brandon? You were.
I think I was 11 or 12. I was 11 or 12, just the perfect age to be collecting such cards, because that's at that age. Really, that's all that's on your mind. That and Pokemon. It was an equal, 50-50.
Yeah, well, you're no longer a boy, but not yet a man. At that point in time, right? Maybe not quite.
No, yeah, you're still a boy at that time. But you know what? You're not thinking like a boy no more.
Right. All right, we're already off.
We've gone off the rails.
No, I was thinking of the Movie Pass thing because I saw that there's about to be a documentary on I think Netflix or maybe Max about the whole Movie Pass situation.
What are you talking about?
You don't remember this? Okay. Oh, hold on. All right.
So I remember Movie Pass, but
Movie Pass started around like 2011.
Yeah.
And was basically like you can pay, depending on what market you're in, like $30, $35. and you can go see like X number of movies in a month with this card. They send you like a debit card, and it's got like a movie loaded on it rather than, whatever. But you can go to the theater and see it.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies were like, AMC and all them were like, we're not going to do that, whatever. But they soldiered on regardless. And then I think like they eventually, AMC or whatever else came around because like their ticket sales dropped off, a couple years later. And MoviePass got with them and like, well, we'll raise the price. We'll do this. We'll do that. They came around on that. And then MoviePass gets like not bought out, but like majority stake gets bought by this analytics company. And they're like, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say it's only $10 a month. You can go see a movie every day, once a day, every day for just $10 a month. So what'll happen is people will just sign up, a bunch of people will sign up for this service, and then we'll just sell their data to advertisers, and that's how we'll actually make money off of this, off the back end, because they're thinking like an analytics company, not like an entertainment company.
Yeah.
And then AMC was like, all right, we're out. We're done. And then like a lot of the chains stopped participating. And then also like they weren't prepared for the influx of business they would get. So like they had the cards, they couldn't make them or have them made and shipped out in time. So there was an issue there. And then eventually they were like, okay, look, you can go see a movie every day, but like you can only pick from this list. And then like in 1 month, it was like, you can only pick between like the new Mission Impossible movie and Slender Man, and that's it. So it just got worse and worse and worse. And eventually the whole thing they ran out of money and it tanked. But yeah, so I'm really interested to see the documentary on this whenever it comes out, because there's one on Max called Glitch, and it's about HQ trivia. And just like, it went away and everybody was like sad whenever HQ Trivia went away. And you watch the documentary and you're like, oh, it was a dumpster fire behind the scenes. So that's what happens.
Yeah, man, it always is. Did you watch Lulu Rich? I think that's what it was called, but it was a documentary on the some sort of legging company.
Okay. Not on Lululemon or something like that.
No. That's not what it was called. It was like, oh shoot, what were they called? It was like LaRoe, or I don't know what it was. It was like literally like a leggings company. That was
I want to say that, was this like some sort of like Facebook scam, like pyramid scheme that people were into?
No, it's not Lululemon. It was, yeah. Well, I don't know. It was. I don't think it was a scam necessarily at first, but it was literally like Herbalife for athleisure wear.
Okay, I remember this back back about 8 or 9 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah, everybody was selling these leggings, and at first they were, decent quality, but like, by the time you had 30 people under your pyramid, the quality got just really like just garbage.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a whole documentary. I wish I knew what it was called. It's like, Google it, Greg. It's like, it's something like LaRue or Rich.
Well, LaRue is that band that wrote New Orleans Ladies.
Right.
Lula Rich.
What's the documentary?
Lula Rich.
Lula Rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I do want to check it out. Like I said, I'm into that, like the Fire Festival documentaries.
The company, Greg said the company was called LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe. Okay.
Whatever.
I'm into those kind of things, especially like in this day and age where people are like, oh yeah, fake it till you make it, but also like we can't deliver anything that we told you we could. Did y'all hear? I didn't look too much into it, and maybe we talked about it, maybe we didn't. But the whole I've only heard a little bit about it, but the situation where Amazon, they had those grocery stores where it's like you could go into the grocery store and there were no cashiers. You just grabbed what you wanted and then they would just charge that to your account.
Yeah.
And it's come out recently. They're shutting them down. And I want to say what it was. The idea was that there wasn't some kind of like technology solution or something like that. It was just, they had like centers that they had set up like overseas where they just had hundreds of people watching cameras. So they would watch what you were picking up
Just
and then they
actual
would
people,
charge that
yeah.
to your account when you would pick it up and put it in your cart and leave. So yeah, I think
Not quite
no.
living in the future.
No.
unfortunately.
I'm guessing probably what the concept was, if I had to guess, is they were probably like, well, we're gonna have the technology for this eventually, so let's just go ahead and do it now. And then all of a sudden they realize, oh wait, the technology is not actually manifesting like we thought it would. So
Yeah, that is
gonna have to abort.
that is the entire business model of ride sharing companies like
Yeah.
Lyft and Uber and whoever else is out there. They are not profitable like at
They're
all.
not.
They have been losing. They have been bleeding money from the beginning. And the thing that they're banking on is like, well, eventually we'll just have a fleet of self-driving cars, and then that'll be the day.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's like
yeah.
they're just trying to see like which one's going to be the last one in the game, I guess. But yeah, no, they were very public about being like, oh yeah, no, we're not profitable, but
Yeah.
please keep investing.
But see, that's the thing about Silicon Valley. Like
Yeah.
you don't like you can just have an inkling of a dream, and people will throw just so much money at you.
Yeah, I think we're way
drink,
further
man.
away from self-driving cars than what they say we are, though. I think we're waiting for Godot when it comes to self-driving cars. Y'all have read y'all have seen or read Waiting for Godot, right?
I saw Waiting for Guffman.
I was about to say I've seen Waiting for Guffman, but not,
Waiting
not
for Guffman.
Godot.
Oh man, yeah, Waiting for Godot, great. Piece of theater.
He never shows up,
literature.
right?
Yeah, Godot never shows up. Yeah.
Same thing with Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah. I'm guessing. I haven't seen Waiting for Guffman, but like I'm
That's a
guessing that it's based
Christopher
on the
Guest movie.
yeah.
It's Christopher.
Christopher Guest. Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
Chris
I'm on
Cross
board.
movie.
Yeah, I'm on board.
It's hilarious.
I mean,
Parker
I'm
Posey
aware of it. I've
posted
just
it.
never seen it. But yeah, that's generally the idea behind these sort of things. I mean, not the kind of thing that happens at say like Southern Nerds Fest or Alabama Comic Con or something like that, because we do show up. And we do.
Yeah,
put on
we
the show.
do.
And I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited. Shout out to our friend Dalton, by the way. Dalton was messaging me, said congrats on 50 episodes, and was talking about Alabama Comic Con today, as a matter of fact. So that's why I wanted to.
Hey, thank
Shout
you,
him out as
Dalton.
well.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. Dalton is a nice guy. He said he's going to come to Alabama Comic Con.
Yeah.
Said he was coming to Southern Nerds too.
Okay. Yeah, that one might be maybe a little closer, maybe about the same. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
shout out to everybody. Claire Deadfield, probably our biggest supporter out there. Strange Cat cosplay
Claire
jumping
is
on as well.
Claire's just the coolest. I mean, Strange
Just the
Cat's
coolest.
pretty cool as well, but Claire,
She's
my
amazing.
goodness.
Yeah.
Listen, when you said Claire, I thought you were about to say it's coming to Southern Nerds Festival, and I almost
And you're like, that's
had me a
erroneous.
little heart attack.
Yeah, I am. Let me tell you, if I'm the one making announcements, don't believe me.
Okay.
I would love to see Claire.
She's kind of the greatest. Yeah.
Miss Ulala also suggested maybe perhaps doing something with like a retro video game episode or something like that.
Oh, that
which
would
I
be
think would be a
cool.
lot of fun. And
Yeah,
actually, I have a guest in mind for that if we're going to do that. But
Who?
I have a good one.
Is it Mr. Atari himself?
Mr. Atari,
it is.
yeah, Stephen Atari, the inventor of the Atari. I don't know
yes.
what that guy's name was, but
It was Stephen Atari.
Yeah.
you got it
Definitely
right.
course.
Stephen Atari.
You ever
Did
do
you
that?
guys
You ever, just go to Arby's, you stand outside of Arby's, Brandon, and you're like, "Hi, Brandon Arby, nice to meet you. Come on inside."
No. I just think about old John Dorito and how he got all that dust on those chips. It's like, what am I gonna do with all these dusty chips? And then he took a bite. It's like, you know what? My hands might be dirty, but my mouth is on. It's wonderful. We got to put these in a bag and sell them for way too much money. They're like $6 a bag now.
You know
For a bag of
they
Doritos?
are. Dude, it's crazy. Do you ever you go through the drive-through at Taco Bell and you're like, "Do you
Yeah.
know who I am? I'm Brandon Bell." And they're like,
No, because here's
Mr.
the thing
Bell.
about me, and I don't know if I should be proud about this, but people at my local Taco Bell know me. They're going to
Yeah.
be like, no, your name is not Brandon Bell. We know who you are. Come on in. We have your order ready.
Brandon doesn't go to the drive-thru.
is it the same every week?
With like the same. I mean, it's the same time, same
Okay.
day,
Yeah.
every week. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about one thing y'all turned me on to that I was not familiar with was that sugar-free Baja Blast is better than original Baja Blast. And you know what? I tried it, and that is actually the truth. The sugar-free
it's the way to go.
I don't know how they did it, but they did it. They finally pulled it off.
Absolutely.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Big fan of the sugar-free Baja Blast. I agree. You know, I agree.
It's a good time.
But you know, I have me a Baja Blast every single time we jump on this show. So that's good. 1 year on, 1 year later. I'm interested. Does everybody have a favorite moment? If you're out there listening, drop us a comment. Favorite episode, favorite moment, favorite guest. Maybe suggest a guest. Maybe we need to recommend some guests here too. We've been without guests for a little minute now, and I'm ready. I think after Southern Nerds Fest is over with, we need to get back on track, doing the whole guest thing.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the guests' suggestions.
Oh, I know what they'll be. It'll be Jack Nicholson. Can you get the guy
Jack
Iron
Nicholson?
Man?
I wasn't talking about at the shows at conventions. I was talking about for this show, but
it'll be the same.
It'll be the same. If you could go ahead and just get George Lucas on your podcast, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. I'll call up old Georgie.
Uncle George.
Yeah.
And also, you know what, while we're at it, George Costanza as well. Let's go ahead and get Jason Alexander on the show. He's got a podcast now. He might be interested. And we'll make it happen, right?
Did you guys hear about how much that Jerry Seinfeld movie sucked? That new one.
Oh,
the trailer did not look great. So
everybody's saying that it's real terrible, to the point where people are like, "Oh yeah, Larry David clearly the reason why Seinfeld was good."
Yeah,
I liked it. It wasn't something that I need to see again.
Yeah.
But it was silly. It was some silly fun.
It entertained you for a minute, and you were done with it.
Well, Nim liked it,
Gotcha.
and she walked in. She said, "That's Jerry Seinfeld." I said, "You're right."
She said that.
Nim.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That made me think. You said you wouldn't rewatch it or whatever.
Yeah.
I have there's like two movies that come to mind when I think of movies where I'm like, I'm glad I saw that, and now I never want to see it again.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. No, I could have done without it. I mean, it was fine, but like seriously, I didn't really need it. And then also, but I will say, Boyhood was one of them. Ethan Hawke movie where they filmed a little bit, and Patricia Arquette where they filmed a little bit at a time,
for like a decade.
Years.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I appreciate they did this. I appreciate they put in the effort, and they did this experiment and they pulled it off. But also, and I'm glad I watched it, but also I'm not going to rewatch this movie ever again.
Yeah.
I think at the time, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button was also one of those movies too. Like, I'm glad I saw what all the hoopla was about, but also I don't care to rewatch that ever again.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just too long, honestly.
I liked
for what
it.
It was.
I don't need to see Forrest Gump Part 2.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That was pretty much what it was.
It kind of was. It was kind of like a spiritual successor to Forrest Gump. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just, like I said, over long. As some movie critics would say. But it was good. It was good. I'm just I don't want to watch it again. Do y'all have one like that?
Maybe we want to go. Oh, yeah.
Mama's Foot.
You go, yeah.
Mama's Foot, no, Mama's Foot was a movie that I was told that was going to be so painful that I didn't want to watch it.
Right.
While I was watching. So no, that one does not really count.
Okay.
Maybe you go first because I'm trying to think.
Man, I got a bunch like that. Like, I don't ever have to see Scanner Darkly again.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I bought it on DVD, and then I was like, man, I should have just rented this.
Yeah. I don't have to watch the Wallace and Gromit movie again.
Okay. You got beef with Wallace and Gromit? Or?
I don't know. Is there more than one?
Yeah, there's more than one.
They made there's like a Halloween one, I think. And
I love all of the early like Wallace and Gromit shorts. Like, those are my favorite pieces of, like, I mean, I guess they're not like, specifically aimed towards children, but like I adore them.
The shorts are very good. Yeah. Absolutely, they are.
Good for you guys. I don't have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I don't have to watch fucking Gettysburg again.
Okay. Yeah.
Martyrs.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to see Inside again. Greg showed us that
The original.
when I was pregnant with Lola Mae.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty cool.
You were there, weren't you,
I
Brian?
was. Yeah. I was there.
That was almost 16 years. Well, that was 16 years ago.
That movie's good.
I remember just quick sidebar. I remember my wife when she was pregnant with our daughter. Tried to start watching This Is Us because that was like new at the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
And not a great show to try and watch whenever you're going through it like that, physically
Oh,
with the
my God.
hormones and everything. I was like, she got like 3 episodes in. I was like, I think you need to put this one down.
Just a cry fest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Same.
anyway, that was that one. But sorry, yeah, you had some more you were thinking of, Moonbeam, or you?
Oh,
you
I mean, I could be here all night naming things that I'll never have to see again.
Yeah.
That I mean, it's whatever. When I was pregnant, I watched Grey's Anatomy, and there's somebody losing a child literally every other episode.
Yeah.
Every season of Lost in like a month.
Yeah, I watched every season of Lost. Yeah, I got to put on bed rest, so I had nothing else.
Yeah, that tends to be, when you're in that condition, like when they're like, okay, but seriously, you can't get out of bed. That's what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Gosh, we're talking about like things are just you wouldn't expect to be sad. I think one night we were gonna sit down and watch a movie, and somehow like we landed on Homeward Bound.
Oh.
And I was like, oh man. Said to my daughter MJ, I was like, have you seen this? And she was like, oh, it's about like dogs and a cat. Like, yeah, I'll watch that, And my wife was like, no, I don't like. God, that movie's so sad. I can't. I was like, no, it's fine. It's about animals that talk. And then it starts, and like they leave the animals immediately, and the animals are like, well, where are you going? And it's like, oh yeah, this is sad.
Yeah.
So I really think that I can only think of like one film that like I went into sincerely, and then I saw it and was like, yeah, I don't need to see this again. And I feel like it's one that's shared by anybody who has seen this film. And that is a Serbian film.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I need to watch that again.
To anybody at home who doesn't know what a Serbian film is, good. Just keep living your life. There's something to be said about using extremity as a metaphor.
Yeah,
it's worked before, I suppose, but it's just always turns out so ham-fisted. The only thing I can really think of to compare it to right now is like mid to like late to mid, I don't know, like mid 2000s to like mid 2010s, like deathcore, in which they would like be very misogynistic in their music. It was a bunch of like throwing women into volcanoes because they're mad.
As you
and
do,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like, no, it's just a metaphor, man. And they would do Fred Durst poses while they were explaining this. Yeah, so a Serbian film is just a bunch of very extreme scenes filmed very well. And I forget what the director said. I forget if it was like a metaphor for something or another, or like, oh, this is what American media is like, or this is what people think that Eastern Europe is like. It all falls flat. It's very unenjoyable. I watched it on a date once.
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That kind of just capped off the date just real smooth like.
Yeah.
If you like Faces of Death, you would love a Serbian film.
Hey, baby, you ever seen Stigmata?
Stigmata ain't got nothing on these.
But still.
It's not anything.
I'm just thinking of bad date movies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stigmata would be a I actually watched the movie Thriller on a date once.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
I wish I could undo
Michael
that.
Jackson movie?
No. The one with
Call
the...
Me One Eye?
Huh?
They Call Me One Eye?
They call me... I don't know.
That's the other title for it.
I only remember there being a lot of unexpected porn, and then the guy, like, they show the eye, then they poke the eye out.
It's the movie with
Is this the French movie?
Yeah, she walks around with the eye patch and a shotgun.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino like idolizes it.
Well,
obviously,
that's the one that I don't have to watch again. I own it. I bought it.
Yeah.
I bought it. a long time ago before I met you.
Yeah, wait for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Way different.
I've thought of another example.
Okay.
Primer.
Okay.
Primer is another film that, well, it's not another film. It's not like the last film I just talked about, thank God. And I appreciate the fact that it was made on the budget of a public school lunch student, you know, like, but like,
Over here.
it's very impressive looking, but like it's very clear that I will never quite understand it. To anybody who really wants to see if they're a real bright lady or a smart boy, go watch Primer and you'll realize that you're not quite on their level.
Greg wants
Yeah.
to know if it's the time travel movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's the time travel movie.
Oh, that movie.
'Cause you're so smart, you could understand it.
No,
It is. There is. It does have a pretty good, decent following, I think.
Like, as a film, like, the way it was made, like, I appreciate
Nobody can hear
all that.
you.
Well,
He said he just appreciates the way it was made. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Our
Yeah,
friend John
I get that.
Michael. Our friend John Michael loves anything with. I always joke with him that he likes anything with a butthole in it.
The only film that I can think of, the only mainstream film,
Salo. He loves Salo.
were there buttholes in that movie?
Huh?
Were there
I'm sure-
buttholes in that movie?
I feel like there were buttholes.
the
but there were
only
buttholes in
main-
Thriller. Huh?
The only mainstream film that I can think of that has a beehole in it was the
You cut
Oh, you
out.
cut out there. What was that?
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the title of the movie?
The only film that I can think of that was mainstream that has a beehole in it was the Psycho remake.
What about Pink Flamingos?
That is not a mainstream.
I wouldn't say that's
film. What are you
mainstream.
talking about?
I mean, a lot of people know it. I would
John
say it's got a
Waters.
following, but yeah, John Waters, but sure.
Brandon Davis Block.
You're the Psycho was what was it? Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like basically like a shot-for-shot remake, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Except you had a beehole.
Except
in
for
there.
the B, they added, but they added one B-hole. That was the,
Yeah.
No,
Roll.
wait, what? I'm sorry. What movie? What remake?
Psycho, the remake.
The Psycho
yeah,
remake.
the Psycho remake. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they had to take a little bit of artistic license.
Roll
No,
that
I don't-
beehole B-roll.
Yeah, I was thinking of another one. Have y'all seen Mad God? I think it's still on Shudder.
Is that the claymation like animated film?
Yeah, it's a stop motion, mostly
Are there-
stop motion.
are there B-holes
Phil
in that?
Tippett was the director on it. It took him like a long time. Phil Tippett was like he worked on visual effects on like Jurassic Park and Starship Troopers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was good. It was fine. I was glad I watched it. It's since there's no dialogue in it, pretty much. I think zero dialogue, so it's
Yeah.
very heavy-handed in like its imagery and message. So it kind of does beat you over the head with it, because of the fact that they don't
You
say
have
anything.
to, yeah.
Right. But it was good for, like I said, a view. And I think it's only about an hour long too, so it's easy to watch. But
but is
I
there a
don't- I don't-
booty hole?
I don't need to see
Yeah,
it.
that's-
There is no booty hole in it.
What was that transition then?
I don't know. I was just thinking of things that you wouldn't want to see again.
What we
'cause
segue
talked about
into.
it.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is
Okay,
another
look.
film
All
that-
right, there, fine. I found a perfect intersection of bad date movies and also things that have a b-hole in it. If you really want to impress your date, you just put on Caligula and be like, "Hey, you ever heard of this movie? It's got Malcolm McDowell."
Have you ever seen a 3.5 hour long movie? Well, baby, here we go. Golly.
Right
You know
after
what's-
this, we're gonna watch Ben Hur.
Did you know
Yeah.
that Caligula they shot so much footage
Yeah.
that they were able to recut the movie recently, like a couple years ago, into a
Yeah.
whole new movie using different camera angles and everything, and it's still over 3 hours long.
That's actually pretty impressive. Yeah.
Just insane. And I want to say that the recut one is even wilder than the original.
Which
from what I
is
heard. I think it was more like a film festival kind of thing. But yeah.
that is I hope that those fans of Caligula got what they were asking for.
I bet they did.
Golly. Let's
If you don't
see.
know what Caligula is, just Google it. Just read it. Look up the Wikipedia page. You don't dive straight into the movie. Just read about it first before you jump in. That's all I'm gonna say.
God, What a wacky film that was.
I know.
Since we're all in a toxic relationship with Morrissey,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and throw out that he mentions Caligula in a song.
Which song?
I'm sure.
You know?
What's that song? Make Caligula blush.
Oh,
What's that freaking song?
but he's referring to like the historical person, not the movie. I mean, the movie's about the historical person, but still.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Saying.
I mean, people might be having an unhealthy relationship with Morrissey. I was one of those. And it was never even really a toss up. But I feel that these two were like neck and neck. I have a healthy relationship with Michael Stipe.
That song is "Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now."
Heaven knows I'm.
Anyway, yeah, sorry, Michael Stipe of REM, right?
Huh?
Michael Stipe of REM.
Yeah. I always felt like
Michael Stipe McDonald.
I always felt like there were two sides. Either you were the Smiths guy or you were an REM guy, and I am to this day a staunch REM guy.
Oh no, I love REM, and I feel like this episode's gone all over the place. But at this point in time, I don't care.
Yeah, here we go.
We had we hit stop on the recording one night, I remember, and we started talking about REM, and Michael Stipe. And Michael Stipe was in an episode of Pete and Pete, which that show had a crazy list of people who cameoed on it. And then they had we were talking about the music video for Imitation of Life.
So amazing.
Because for one thing, that song is awesome.
Yes.
It is good.
That song came out I think we might have said it somewhere along the way in
2003.
Yeah, something like that, early 2000s. After they'd already been doing it for 20 years. And it's still one of their best songs. How did they accomplish that so much later in their career? I don't know.
It's really wild.
Yeah, and I was I vaguely remember, you brought it up, and I was like, I vaguely remember this music video. And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, wow, this actually is brilliant. In fact, as soon as we're done here, I might watch it again because I'm
going to do the same.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant music video. It really is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People will watch it, and they'll be like, well, I guess I need to watch this 37 more times so I can focus on something else.
Exactly.
Eugene Merman he's a stand-up comedian and actor, but he is Gene on Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
But he has a stand-up special on Netflix where he tells a story about, or maybe it's one of his albums on Spotify. I don't remember anymore, but pretty sure it's the Netflix one where he talks about him and Michael Stipe got mugged basically in Mexico, and it's a pretty interesting story.
Oh yeah, and he's like, Michael Stipe was given over his oh gosh, I heard that.
Yeah,
you'll have to do a quick recap of that.
It's a long one kind of thing, but it's sort of like him and Michael Stipe we're leaving a party or walking down the road or something like that, and they're getting held up by these guys who were claiming to be cops, but he's like, I'm pretty sure you're not cops though, and Eugene Merman says he tries to text someone on the fly, help, but his phone autocorrects, so he just texts them hello, and so
wow,
someone just got a text from him 1 a.m. that said hello, and that was it.
Wonderful.
But he said he lost basically somewhere the equivalent of $100 in pesos or something like that.
So that is actually a thing in Mexico. If
really?
If the police, it's almost like a funny ruse. It's so weird. In that country, the police will stop people who are clearly tourists, and they'll stop them for some BS offense. I don't like the way that your shoelaces look. You're under arrest. And they'll clearly be like, but hey, if you give us a little bit of, we'll keep this on the DL.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, if you give them between, $30 to $100, they're all giddy, and then they'll let you go and do it.
It probably depends on where you are. It's probably more like you said, a touristy area. They'll do that or something like that. I would imagine. So yeah, that sounds like a thing you could do in a place where you get a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
Not that you should, just that you could, right?
Yeah. If you're a real cool cop that everybody loves, you
just
should totally do that.
Real good, real all around cool guy,
Yeah.
Man, I thought up a game for us to play a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah, what's that?
And we could play it since we're on the way to Biloxi.
Yeah.
Y'all
Really
are already
not.
in Mississippi, but I am not.
You're closer than we are to Biloxi.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You know what? I think I'm only about like 2 hours away from Biloxi, and y'all are how far away?
Like 3.5, 4.
Yeah. Somehow me in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I'm closer to Biloxi. But I thought of this game here where I was going to do Mississippi bands, but it seems like Mississippi is better known for solo artists than bands. It's for whatever reason. But
yeah.
Full on bands. Oh, they're 3 Doors Down, I think, Mississippi.
Sure.
Anyway,
Let's not talk about 3 Doors
Pascagoula.
Down.
what's that?
They're from Pascagoula, and coincidentally, the lead singer is married to my cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But I couldn't tell you his name.
Yeah, you should never use those family ties.
I know, it's so
as
weird.
an advantage.
I can't even tell you her name.
We
Say her
can, but I
dad's
don't know you.
nickname.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
will
hear that one
forever
a lot,
be a
so.
mystery.
No, so I decided to go ahead and go with actors. Although Lance Bass, part of a band, but not in the band.
Yeah.
But not the whole band from Mississippi. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to do Mississippi actors instead. I'm going to read off a list of the known for credits of an actor from the state of Mississippi, since we are headed to Biloxi for Southern Nerds Fest.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to read off some titles, and if you think you know it, jump in just whenever you think you know it.
Hold
Okay?
on a second. So you're gonna name the movie, and we have to tell you what actors from Mississippi.
Well, I'm gonna start naming movies, and when you think you know it, just jump in.
Okay. Well, what do we tell you?
You have to tell me the name of the actor that was in all of these movies. That is also from
okay.
Mississippi. Yeah, correct.
I'm back.
So here's the first one. We're gonna start with The Hunt for Red October. Sean Connery. No, he's not.
Yeah.
Definitely not from Mississippi.
Right. He's the only person that I can remember. From
Field of Dreams.
Danny Glover.
The Lion King, the 2019 version.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
It is James Earl Jones, yes. See, I tried to throw you off there because he is
That
in
was
the
my
original and the remake. I think he's the only one in both.
He is.
The last
he
one
is.
would have been Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Yeah, that is James Earl Jones. Point for Brandon.
No, he's from Mississippi. I didn't know
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's try another one here. This person was on Saturday Night Live. They're also in Anchorman.
I know this one.
Don't let me
Oh,
remember.
shoot.
Wait, it's Ellen DeGeneres' brother.
I don't know who that is, but I don't think that's who it is. Easy A was another credit that they were in, and also known for a series
Yeah.
called Portlandia.
I know his name, and I know
Yeah.
that he drums for one of the late night bands.
Armisen.
Fred Armisen,
Yeah.
correct?
Armisen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fred
yeah.
Armisen. I'll give you
I
that.
think he was born in Tupelo.
I think Tupelo is correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
he is a Mississippi
He's a
boy.
drummer.
All right, here, look. Let's try another one here. Okay. This person was in Black Christmas, the 2006 version. Lost in Space, the 1998 version. Not Another Teen Movie, the 2001, the only version. And Mean Girls, the original, not the musical.
Oh yeah. She played
Sheba.
the toaster strudel.
Yep.
Girl.
Yep. But what is her name?
Oh, she was in a Christian Mingle made for TV Netflix movie.
Also was the original Meg Griffin on Family Guy. And they recast her.
What on earth is her name?
Mm-hmm.
She's from Purvis, Mississippi.
Really? You know where she's for her hometown, but you don't know her name.
I don't know her name. She was Gretchen Wiener from Mean Girls.
Yes, she was. All right, I'll give you a couple more seconds to work it out, but I'm going to have to go.
I wouldn't know it if I had the rest of my life figured out.
All right, you're going to be real mad when I say her name because you're going to know that you knew it. Lacey Chabert is her name.
Would have never gotten that.
You wouldn't have gotten it? Yeah.
Nope,
No.
me neither.
All right. Okay. Look, y'all are tied up. We got a couple left here. Let's see what else we got. This person was known for The Muppet Movie, The Dark Crystal.
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson
Yep,
is correct. Yes, 2
Yeah.
points for Moonbeam as well. Moonbeam taking the game. That's all the regular ones I have here. But Brandon, I'm gonna give you a redemption shot here because we're gonna do what I thought was the tiebreaker.
Okay.
This person was in a movie called Tickle Me. You know, the story of the Mississippi Tickler. Blue Hawaii.
Elvis Presley.
It is Elvis, yes. Elvis Presley. Girls, 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 and Viva Las Vegas were the last two.
Tickle Me.
Yeah, Tickle Me. Yeah. Yeah.
You know who else is from Mississippi?
The one. Who's that?
Parker Posey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's from Laurel, Mississippi. Her dad is Chris Posey. He owns a car dealership.
Yeah.
Points for you for not naming the most obligatory actor.
Who is?
Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah. I could have gone that way, but that might have been a little too obvious.
Yeah, that's why I said
at least like with the James Earl Jones ones, the first couple of them had like a lot of people, like a lot, that you would have guessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, Louisiana, we have we lay claim to Tyler Perry and Anthony Mackie and people like that. So
yeah.
John Larroquette, I think also, and of course John Goodman too.
I didn't know
John Goodman.
Fred Armisen was from Mississippi.
Didn't know that, huh?
Yeah. Once again, I think he was born in Tupelo. Same with the musician Diplo.
Oh,
really?
Yep.
Okay.
He's a Mississippi boy.
Huh. Did not know that either.
What's her name from Meridian? Celia Ward is from Meridian, Mississippi.
Huh.
You know who that is?
No.
When's the last time you watched Rustler's Rhapsody?
I've never heard of this.
Oh my God.
New to me.
We should watch that for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rustler's Rhapsody?
Rustler's Rhapsody.
All right.
I generally make everybody watch it.
Tell you what, if you're still, all the Humble fam out there listening, drop a comment. Let me know who's the most famous person from your home state. I'm really curious now to see like who springs to mind for everybody here. Rustler's Rhapsody released in 1985. Tom Berenger. Okay.
Tom Berenger's the maker. It's got the chick from Taxi. What was her name?
The substitute.
Mary
Lou Henner?
Her name. Yep. Not Mary.
Does she have the eidetic memory?
Yeah, she's got an eidetic memory. She knows. You could tell her what were you doing, on a certain date,
right,
a certain number of years ago, and she can tell you what day of the week it was and what all vegetables she ate that day.
Andy Griffith also in this movie too.
Yes, he's hilarious in it. He's so funny in it. Yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorite movies.
Lieutenant whatever from Police Academy.
G.W. Bailey.
He's funny.
He's hilarious.
So this is a comedy, right? It's
yeah. Well, see, it's a spoof on all kinds of different westerns.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well, bring it to the Chicken Salad Festival.
There we go. we were called back to what we were talking about before we hit record. The chicken salad. I look, man. I'm kind of jealous. I would love to go to a Chicken Salad Festival.
Well, don't you just come on over?
When is it?
Monday.
I can't come Monday.
Well, that's a shame.
I got things to do on Monday.
Okay.
Other than a chicken salad.
I got notes to make. I got probably an interview to record Monday. I'm doing interviews on a separate channel now.
Yeah.
So I'll have more as that we actually drop those. But I digress. I have one that got a little delayed, but should be good. Yeah. Anyway. But really, like I said, just teasing things for the future here before I go on. So that's probably a better place to leave it. I know that in just a few days, this Saturday, 25th, 26th, we'll be in Biloxi, Mississippi. Southern Nerds Fest. It's going to be an amazing time. Y'all have no idea how amazing of a time it's going to be.
We're going to have fun.
We're going to have fun. I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of people that I've never worked with before and some people that I have worked with before. So it's going to be good to see, some familiar faces and also work with some new people. We're excited about it.
Oh, look. Hey, guys, look.
Hey, what's up?
If you're from the Biloxi area and you're catching this on Wednesday or Thursday, drop us the name of your favorite Mexican restaurant.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
It is tradition. It's tradition. We got to check
That's
out the
what-
local Mexican place.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Let us
Yep.
know in the comments who has the largest margarita.
Yes. We need the one.
Oh man, yeah. The last time, real quick before we go, I think Brandon ordered a punch bowl of margarita at the last place we went to.
Yeah. It was the
Mobile
size
Bay
of my
Anime
head. It
Fest.
was great. It was what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have bathed in that thing whenever they were out there.
Wonderful.
So it was great. It was like Wayne's World when they ordered those cocktails. It was like that. So if y'all remember that, but anyway,
Maybe we'll have Remy and Rebecca with us.
perhaps.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but Remy eats like the super spicy fresh jalapenos. Just she doesn't care. She'll just load them up.
Just goes to town.
Just
I boof those. Yeah, probably. Hey, let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a perfect idea, y'all. Look, check it out. We are going to be back here next week for another visit on the Humbl Show. We'll be visiting, guessing in person at Southern Nerds Fest. We're reporting live. It's going to be a really great time. So make sure you hit subscribe now. Leave us a like and a comment as well. And follow us on all of our socials. We'll see you back here next week. But until then, stay humble.